Hello and welcome to SirSmuggler's Let's Play episode 44 of season 2. And yet another episode where my microphone was muted. Hooray! Well, the good news is I have located the culprit. It's another game that I play every now and then that likes to mute my microphone every time I start it up. So that's annoying, but at least now I know what's causing it. So hopefully I can remember to fix that every time I play that game. So anyway, to get back to today's episode, I'm going to continue this reforestation project. And yeah, so first thing I do about this, the edges here, I just kind of build a straight stair kind of terrain. So very straight and even and boring. And when I have that set up, I can continue on and build out like I've done over here with adding more dirt to make it look a bit more interesting and natural. So that's what I'm going to do today. And yeah, I wanted to show you my quarry as well. I think it's kind of close to finished now because I have seen a few diamonds come through it, so we are definitely getting closer. So that will be an interesting project to try and fill up this area, but still keep the natural lakes that were here when I began intact. So yeah, that will be quite an undertaking, I think. But that's for another day to worry about. So while I am working with this, I kind of want to talk a little bit about my future plans for this world and for this series. So I'm kind of itching to go to Minecraft 1.5, but I do want to keep this world, so I still have a few mods that I'm waiting for. Mainly it's Red Power 2 that needs to get an update. There's also Advanced Power Systems, but I could go ahead and update without that one, because that's just a few blocks that it adds, and I could remove those from this world just as a temporary measure. That wouldn't be too much of a problem. But Red Power, since it has so much world generation stuff with trees and ores and stuff, it's more or less, well, practically it's kind of impossible to update this world to 1.5 without having Red Power installed, so I'm just gonna have to wait for that. There's nothing to be done about it. Anyway, so that's the plan. And also when I finally do go to 1.5, I have a couple new mods that I want to add. Namely, it's well, first and foremost, it's modular power suits. I think I mentioned it a little bit earlier in some episode, because it has, in the newest version, it does have some really interesting integration with Buildcraft or Buildcraft Energy. You can charge the suits with Buildcraft Energy thanks to thermal expansion and a new block that thermal expansion adds. And yeah, it seems the author of Thermal Expansion and Modular Power Suits have been working together to make that nice integration. That's kind of awesome, because I really like the power suits, but up until now it has been chargeable only with Industrial Craft and Universal Electricity, none of which I use, so that's gonna be really interesting. They're kind of resource intensive, the power suits and all the modules for them, but since most of what I've built so far is geared pretty much towards collecting resources, I have tons and tons of resources, so why not? So I think that will be really awesome, and yeah. And another mod that I've been looking at is what's it called? Bibliocraft. That's pretty much a cosmetic mod, you can say. It adds a whole lot of bookcases and desks and stuff that you can furnish your homes with and actually put books in and stuff like that. And armor stands, you can put armor on to display cases of different kinds and stuff like that. So I think that would be nice to add to make my village, well, the projects there a bit more interesting. Especially the museum slash library that I'm currently working on. It's been a while since I've worked on it, but it's still a planned project. So, and I think that one's actually available in a 1.47 version, but I can wait till I actually do go to 1.5. So as for more current plans, what I want to do right now, well, right now I'm working on this reforestation, but after that I kind of want to do something that I have actually never done before, not on camera, not off camera, not ever. So I have never actually been to the end. I have never killed the Ender Dragon. I've never even seen the Ender Dragon. Well, I've not seen it with my own Steve eyes, if you will. I've seen it on YouTube when other people have gone there, of course. So that's what I want to do next. And as I understand it, it requires a bunch of Eyes of Ender to actually find the stronghold where you can open up the portal. And there's some ways I can get that. I do have some villagers, I believe, who sells them for emeralds, so I can buy a few, but I also have a lot of enchanted books, and I do believe I have some looting books, so I could just craft one of those nice red power 2 Athanes that are really great for killing Endermen. And put some looting on that, and I should be able to get ender pearls pretty quickly. And then of course I do have a blaze spawner in the nether fortress that I found, so blaze rods and thereby blaze powder shouldn't be a problem either. So that will be an interesting project. And of course there are bees in the nether. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Bees, yeah, that brings me to forestry and the 1.5 version of forestry, where there was added a few bees and some trees as well, so more breeding to do with both bees and trees. Very interesting. And also butterflies, that's an entirely new concept. Well, the concept is pretty much the same as bees. You breed them pretty similar, I believe. But it's very early in its development so far, so it doesn't have much usefulness yet. It's mostly collect, gotta catch them all kind of thing at the moment. But Sanger apparently has plans for it, so it's probably going to be interesting further along the line. So, yeah. And what else? What else can I talk about? Since I do not remember what I was actually talking about. when I filmed this. Yeah, so I'm gonna go get some saplings, I believe, yeah, to plant some trees now that the area is nice and green. And I'm gonna use the forestry trees that I have. I'm probably gonna go with the vanilla jungle trees as well, but I kind of like the kapok and ebony trees. They are kind of awesome, especially for jungle, rainforest kind of things. So I think that was my plan at this point. And maybe one of those rubber trees as well, I don't know. Actually, I did have a plan to build a tree from scratch, actually piling up wood and leaf blocks manually to make a really big, interesting tree. I don't know, I might do that once I fill up the other quarry. Could be interesting. So yeah, I was talking about the Athane here, I believe, and the enchantments that I'm going to put on it. And yeah, let's eat something. Why not? So I think I'll look at some saplings. Yeah. We got, as I said, kapok and ebony, probably what I'm gonna use. And maybe some smaller trees to have in between, or maybe I'll just put leaf blocks manually to make it like bushes and undergrowth, things like that. But, well, I'm not quite sure how I want to do it, if I wanted to make it look like a wild jungle thing or more like a park that's actually managed, but we will see. Anyway, that's it. I'll be back in a second. And I'm back with the working microphone and a bunch of saplings. So I picked out some jungle, of course, and kapok and this ebony thingy. They are kind of my favorite trees so far, and they fit nicely in this lush jungly landscape. So yeah, let's see, we got small, average, large. Let's start off with the kapoks. So I'm not quite sure how I want to space this. This was the large. I got most of those. Maybe something like that. I'm just gonna go and spread this out a bit, and I'll be back when I'm ready to bone meal them. Okay, so I've planted all, well, not all, but all the saplings I think I want at the moment. We'll see how it looks once it grows up. And as you can see, some of them have already grown all on their own. So, and I probably don't have enough bone meal to go around here. But you know, they'll grow eventually anyway, so just do what I can for now. And a few of these bad boys. I love these guys. Oh, and yeah, that was a mistake. Since these big trees here kind of spawn leaves too far from the trunk. When you do a block update close by, it starts decaying, so you need to, well, you want to grow those trees after you grow the trees around them, or you're gonna have problems. So if I were to bone meal this guy here, I think we're gonna see some decay here soon. And if so, I'll just take this tree down and replant it. So, yeah, same here. Let's see. This is turning out to be a pretty nice forest, I think. And might want to do some smaller trees in between here. So, oh, this one got some kind of fruit on it. I love these ebony trees with their irregular trunks. They are really cool. And the same with the kapok. So, last bone meal, let's do this guy. Not bad. And why is there rubber tree leaf blocks floating up there? I'm gonna have to clean that up later. They should decay though. Oh well. So, project reforestation is well underway. And also this quarry here is I think close to finished. I have seen a few diamonds produced by it, so we're at least down to level 16. And once that's done, I'm gonna fill that up as well, as I said earlier, keeping the lakes intact, and then we'll expand this forest here. It's maybe it's too flat, the terrain here. Maybe I should have made it just a little bit more hilly. I don't know. Do I have any more bone meal here? No. Anyway, I'll return next episode and show you how it's turned out. I'll just bone meal the rest of the trees and maybe plant some other stuff, and we'll see how is this one doing. Well, it might be okay after all. We'll see. Anyway, that's it for this episode. And yeah, next episode I probably want to start working on those Eyes of Ender and perhaps set out on an expedition to find that stronghold. That could be an interesting change of pace. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you want to come back and see my adventures next episode. So until next time, bye bye!